Hello language learners! So we've all heard of language learning with YouTube, right? It's a Chrome extension that helps us learn a language with YouTube. If you're not familiar with it, link below in the description. I have a whole video walking through it. It's honestly a really excellent tool for all independent language learners to use what is available to us in order to help with our language learning. While it is a fantastic resource, the one question that I've had a lot on that video and in like responses to that video and stuff like that is whether or not you can use it on mobile, which you can't. I mean, technically I think you probably could because it's a Chrome extension, and I think there might be apps or something that you can use Chrome extensions on your phone, but that's a lot more than I've ever decided to, research myself. Fortunately, somebody recommended another app to me that I just recently took a look at. And if you're looking for something like language learning with YouTube, but on your phone, I think this app is going to be, at this point, as far as I know, as close as you're gonna get. And this app is called LingoTube. It is not exactly the same as language learning with YouTube, and in this video I'm going to walk us through it, see what's similar, see what's different, so you can make decisions on what will best help your language learning. The one thing that is important for LingoTube, in comparing to language learning with YouTube, is LingoTube is only offered in a few different languages. When you start up an account with LingoTube, it'll ask you what language you're learning, and that list is English, Korean, Spanish, Japanese, and other languages. So I'm not really sure how great it's going to be for other languages that are not in that list, but it's definitely an option, and who knows? Who knows where it's going to be like in a year or so. So here we have my homepage of LingoTube. We have watching, conversaciones, because I have this under Spanish, serie de videos, so video series, música, educación, and niños. These are pretty helpful categories, especially if you've watched my video on recommendations of what to watch on YouTube based on your level. Again, link below in the description for that. This will be a healthy tool to use in conjunction with that. So for example, for beginners, we have a whole section for niños, children. These are great children's shows that can help you build your comprehension and your vocabulary if you're a beginner. Also, another thing with LingoTube, just like language learning with YouTube, is you can search for whatever video you want. So we have the YouTube button in the upper right hand corner. You tap that and you're on YouTube through LingoTube, and we can search for here, so you see here that I searched for un día en mi vida. So I was looking for kind of like a vlogger-esque type thing. Let's just click that. Generally speaking, if you search for a term in Spanish or in the language you're learning, you're probably going to get a bunch of videos that are speaking the language that you're learning. So there's a good little tip for you. And you see the third one down, this is one that I've started watching. It was under my keep watching videos. So let me just click this, un día en mi vida cuarentena. So here we have the video, and there's a lot to take in right here. So let's go through it. First of all, we can see the subtitles. These subtitles are just in Spanish. If you want just in Spanish, Spanish and English, just in English, you can change all that in the settings of the app. So, in case your comprehension is not quite there yet, you're not at total loss, which again is just like language learning with YouTube. And language learning with YouTube, you can also change between just the foreign language subtitles, English subtitles, both of them, super, super handy. And we have all the subtitles for this video, and you have a big space where she's not saying anything. And we have the toolbar down below where we have a bunch of other options. So let's just play this, okay, and see what happens.
Si quieres saber por qué estoy rojísima, en la cámara ni se ve tanto, estoy roja literalmente como.
This is just going through and giving us the video with subtitles. You see to the right, we have this little repeat button. What does that do, you may ask?
Roja literalmente como un tomate. Así. Ve el video y ve qué es lo que hice todo el día de hoy. Roja literalmente.
And go through it over and over again as many times as you like. So that's pretty handy. I'm not for sure, I don't remember if language learning with YouTube, I'm just gonna say LLY because I'm so sick of saying language learning with YouTube. It's such a tongue twister. I'm not entirely sure LLY does that. I might be incorrect, I don't remember, but LingoTube definitely does that. What else does LingoTube do? You see this little plus and minus right here? 80%, 85%, 90%, 85%. This is the speed at which you're watching the video. So, if she's talking a little bit too fast for you, let's go to half speed. That's really, really slow, slower than I think anybody's asking for. But regardless, you get the point. LingoTube does allow you to slow it down. Now, can you speed it up? You can speed it up. Look at that. Go LingoTube. Okay, sweet. Let's see what it's like at 150%. Very fast. All right, anyway, so let's move it back to 100%. What else do we have here? Because LingoTube does offer a few other options. Under this button, we have auto pause, so it pauses at the end of every line, which LLY does do. Can auto repeat, which I'm not sure if LLY does do. I don't remember. LingoTube does do that. Speak. What is that? Well,
roja literalmente como un tomate. Así. Ve el video y ve qué es lo que hice todo el día de hoy.
Am I supposed to repeat it?
Roja literalmente
Sí, como un tomate. Sí. Ver el video y de qué. Can't speak that fast. But that is pretty handy, which means speak does give you a chance to listen to the words, gives you a second to think about it, and then lets you speak. With that, I would suggest slowing it down a little bit because even though I can understand what she's saying, I cannot speak that fast in Spanish. I just can't. What about hidden words? I like this feature a lot. Are you ready? Hidden words. With hidden words, you click that, and it takes out all the words, and your job is to, ready? Get a chance to fill in the blank, see if your comprehension is lining up, listen for the words that she's using or whoever's, whatever words that the person in the video is using. Fill in the blank. That can really help work your comprehension. LLY does not do that, which is awesome. This is a really nice tool for filling in the blank, working on your listening, etc., etc., etc. What about dictation? This is really cool too. Now we have the fill in the blank words, and your job is to actually type fill in the blanks. Let's see. And what else did she say? Oh no. This is a little too advanced for me. If I slowed her down, I'd be able to get it. But regardless, so you can type in, gives you just another level of comprehension, of practice, of spelling, stuff like that. You can type it in. If you don't want to type it in anymore, just press enter, and it'll give you all the answers like this did. So these are all features that LingoTube offers you on your phone for using YouTube to learn a language that LLY does not feature. LLY does not have speak, hidden words, dictation. These are all great options that LLY doesn't have. And like I said, with LingoTube, you can either go through the categories that they have listed in the homepage, or you can click the YouTube button and search for whatever you're looking for. What's next on this list? We have this little button where, like I said, you can go between English or whatever language you're using as a native language. It says Spanish and English, or just Spanish. Again, LLY does exactly the same thing, but not on your phone. There is one difference between this and LLY that is kind of obvious in this part. With LLY, you can connect your dictionaries to the Chrome extension. You can connect as many dictionaries as you like. You can click on words, you can click on phrases, and you can have the dictionaries that you've attached to the Chrome extension and get them translated while in the video. LingoTube, unfortunately, does not offer that. I mean, I'm clicking, so this isn't giving me any option to translate anything, but there are options here. What's this? Okay, so you can edit the translations, which is interesting. Save that. Can I bookmark it? Bookmark the subtitle. Can bookmark it. I'm assuming this will show up in another section of my app, so let me book that and save that for later. And I can share this to anywhere I like. So this can be shared to, you know what this is really excellent for? If this works as it's looking like it's going to work, this will work for sending this to a spreadsheet that you can use to upload to Anki. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be other steps involved, I'm sure, with downloading the video and stuff like that. However, this could be a really excellent tool for learning vocabulary and phrases in context with audio, which is along the lines of another video that I have, linked below in the description, of ways to get foreign language audio. This could potentially be another way to do that, so do bear that in mind. That seems to be the options that you have with subtitles, which is a lot more than you're going to get outside of LingoTube or outside of LLY. But with this, it's going to take you a couple of steps to translate any words or phrases, sentences, all that stuff. That is something that LingoTube cannot do as well as LLY. And then, of course, if you don't want any of the subtitles, just hit this last button here and you get rid of them. And you can, up next, let's see. ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre Amish y Menonitas? That's interesting. And just like that, you can really go down the YouTube tunnel where you just get lost in YouTube, going through all the subtitles, picking up subtitles that you like, bookmarking them, sharing them to a spreadsheet, and all that. Let's try to see if I can find where this is bookmarked. I'm at my home page again. Favorites, bookmark, aha, okay, so this is the bookmark that I have. Let's see what happens when I click it.
Más importante, quedarse en casa, cuidarse y cuidar a que los demás no se enfermen, hay que cuidarnos todos. But it doesn't automatically stop at that subtitle, which is a little frustrating. But nonetheless, this is a good way to bookmark any lines. You can write these down, can, type these into an Excel spreadsheet. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure on the different ways that you might be able to use this as, a way to supplement an Anki deck or something like that. But the potential is there. And honestly, that's really it. I mean, it's a pretty simple app and it's different than LLY. I mean, you can't translate directly in the Chrome extension. It's kind of limited. It's a little bit more limited as to the languages that it apparently supports. Let me see if I go on here and I search for something in French. Okay. So what happened here is because French is not supported on LingoTube, I am watching a French video, it's translating the French into Spanish, which is interesting. This could be used in a few different ways. This could be used for laddering. If you're not really sure what laddering is, again, link below in the description for that. It could be used as a way to figure out what's going on, even in a video that speaks a completely different language. You could use this to, just figure it out as you go using the language that you're learning. It's an interesting concept. It is. This is not going to help with listening, obviously, because this video is in French. But with the Spanish subtitles, you could work on reading. It's something that you can do, So that is LingoTube. It's not extravagant. It's pretty simple. But if you're looking for something similar to LLY, language learning with YouTube, that doesn't need a computer, because that is one of the issues that people are having with language learning with YouTube, is that you need a computer to do it. If you're looking for something that you can use to make YouTube a great language learning tool for you, resource for you, using your phone, LingoTube is a solid option, honestly. There's a lot of differences with that and LLY. I mean, you can't use LingoTube to connect directly to a dictionary and translate things, word by word. But you can use that to exercise your comprehension, do fill in the blanks, dictation, use it to practice your speaking. It does do a few things that LLY does not do. This is a really interesting app and I'm glad that somebody recommended it to me. This is an excellent tool for using YouTube on your phone to learn language. Because I know a lot of us don't have computers and that should not hold us back from learning a language. Language learning should be as accessible as possible. It really should not be like a rich person's hobby or skill. But that is all I have for this video. Let me know what you think about this, if you think it's better or worse than LLY. If you'd ever consider using it, I would love to know. Otherwise, you can find me every other Monday at my blog at crashculture.com, every Wednesday and Sunday right here on YouTube, and at my Facebook group at crashculture.com/community. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.